Stupid. Hi guys, I'm Daddy Freeze, convener of the Free the Sheeple movement and leader of the Free Nation in Christ. I greet you and I bring glad tidings. I noticed some Nigerians have started agitating for DNA. That's the next walk that we have now because we don't have walk. I've noticed somebody said I should change the shirts. If you don't like Arsenal, nothing do you. If you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen, double click the screen, double click the screen. You see, the problem right now is we are looking away from the facts. Already, this case, in my humble opinion, the waters are blurry. The waters are blurry. You are looking far away, and you see, in aviation, there's something called what's the name of that thing again? Fixation. Now in the crash, I've been in a pilot's cockpit before, where I saw fixation for the first. I saw it in real life, and I'll tell you the story. It was Hamatan about 8 years ago. We were descending into Lagos, short final, about 2,500 feet. Hamatan cloudiness. We had a wrong localizer reading. The captain on the left was trying to steady the plane, while the first officer was standing up, looking out of the window to try to see the runway. One was fixated on looking for the runway, the other one was fixated on steadying the aeroplane. And we almost entered the stall. As in, that plane would have crashed. So fixation is when you hold on to, you are too busy holding on to something that you are not giving yourself a clear view of the situation. Stall or go around. The plane speed was reducing, and the thing was almost giving stall warning, and nobody was regulating the speed because this one thought the other one was in charge. The other one thought, and the two of them were fixated on two different things. Go around, okay? Low speed, now we want to enter, and nobody eye they throttle. You see, the more you muddy the waters, the less of the underground you see. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not a fan of Naira Marley, but if na me, I go date those boys wey dey with am the last few moments more than even Naira Marley. Those boys, Those boys, where they with am, those are the ones that need to answer more questions than Naira Marley wey threaten am for video. Papa wey wan bury am for midnight, wey bury am the next day. Zone in. Radio station dey ban Naira Marley music. I'm not saying you cannot do whatever you want to do. I've never been a big fan of Naira Marley's music. But the banning of the music is going to get you what? The whole waters have been muddied. Now you want to add DNA inside. The real perpetrators, the real reasons are looking at this and smiling. I know they them. If na me be investigator, and I'm not an investigator, neither am I trained to be one, but I suppose they in final 12 hours. How many of the people that were with him, someone said they have gone on question, okay, you've gone to question Naira Marley. Those people were there with him that last 12 hours. How many of them have you questioned? How many have you questioned? These are the areas where I suppose be. Who declare saying don't buy? They said they don't question the nurse. I don't know how true it is. Police is not telling us everything they are doing. But you see, me, I feel this whole Naira Marley, I don't today Naira Marley. You know, I don't chook eye for one place. And you are fixated. So the people where they with them, una no scrutinize them rich enough. Okay, small eye don't dey the papa. But the last show where he go do, that particular last Ikorodu show where they say he go do from the story where we hear, who organized the show? Who was at that show? Who can give an eyewitness account of what happened? Somebody say, Papa know nothing, forget. Now nonsense talk you talk. So why they want bury him for midnight if they know nothing? As far as I'm concerned, God forgive me, but the father to me is more suspicious in this matter than Naira Marley self. Una just the emotional, una the sentimental. Best as in, I can't understand why a father want to bury a child at midnight. Waiting they happen. Where did they wrong go? So let's ask that question. So those people can now tell us, okay, this is the show we organized, this is where he was, this is what he did, fight broke out. Then you can start getting close to what it was. Because I am worried that Nigerians are going to get an autopsy result that they did not expect. And then they are going to start getting upset and say they want justice. My question is, the autopsy result might not give you let's work with a hypothesis that person give am blow, from the blow in log out. Hypothesis. Let's work with that assumption. Because una eye dey Naira Marley and una eye dey Sammy, waiting at all in name. Una go there, go hold those ones. Meanwhile, those ones might not have been with him for the last 1 week. I'm not saying it's not possible that they could have sent boys and done all. We know how all those things play out. But me, I'm more worried about those ones that were around him. His last 48 hours on earth are very strategic to the unraveling of this particular situation. You don't have to like me. Sometimes I will say those things you don't want to hear. If you are watching me on TikTok, double click the screen. Follow my #1 gifter on TikTok. Lights don't go. Now them, they know what make I talk through. They don't want make I talk through. They don't begin to seize lights. You know, we've got to be very careful. A lot of people might not like what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I'm going to read something Ali Baba wrote today that I think is something we all need to look into. We all need to look into this thing, and we all need to tell ourselves the truth. Go Ali Baba page. Okay, I think I saw it on Linda Ikeji there, maybe not on Ali's page. Or was he Insta blog Niger? I sure saw him wearing suit there. Yes, it's on Insta blog Niger. Some Nigerian artists now do rituals and take oaths just to blow. I want us to also talk about the extent to which artists go and the kind of enemies they build just to blow. It might not be comfortable for you, but if we are looking for the truth, we need to pursue all angles. We need to pursue all angles. We need to get to the root of the matter. Because I'm beginning to see, especially after watching some clips from Very Dark Black Man, a lot of people have been sending me his clips. He showed one particular guy we get dreadlocks inside in video, that last day video, they inside that motor where they cry. Then he showed that boy where Yabo Ojo they sign condolence register. To me, that's a bit worrying. That's a bit worrying. Leave no stone unturned. This thing don't turn, it don't turn. You know, I said it from the very beginning that one of the reasons why I didn't want everybody jumping on Naira Marley is once you jump on Naira Marley, everybody just say Naira Marley. And the result is Naira Marley. Nigerians, once they don't come to a conclusion, say, now this thing, Naira, finish. No, they don't want to hear anything again, finish. No matter what evidence they see. I experienced it with the Titan doctrine. One day I studied Bible in original language. I studied the Old Testament from Jewish rabbis. Old Testament no be Christian book. Now Jews get them. And I learned it from the Jews. There was a course Simplific and I attended, the beginning, the creation 2 days ago. That day I brought Zeno Job. As I finished with Zeno like this, I did log into that course. The course lasted for 2 hours from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. That's what we do to make sure that we are up there when it comes to biblical understanding. Chapter by chapter, explaining word by word from the Midrash, from the Talmud, how this came into being, comparing with the history. If Simplific is here, he will tell you. So after all my findings, I brought it forward to Nigerians. I said, look, this is the real Titan is not a Christian doctrine. No. Nothing where I want to show them, they go fight me. Despite the evidence that Nigerians are poor, despite Titan, they will still not agree. So that's why I was very careful initially to try not to get people fixated. I am not saying that Naira Marley should not be questioned. I'm not saying he's not a suspect. But zoning in and fixating on Naira Marley, the real people, if it be another set of people and your eye don't lock for one place, your eye don't lock. And once their eye lock, nothing you want to tell Nigerians, no history, no evidence, no toxicology. The moment their eye lock, it is over. It is that or nothing. And I was worried right from the beginning. Tunnel vision syndrome from a population of people that naturally were not taught to be critical thinkers. We are not taught to be, we are taught to be religious. We are taught to think spiritually. Let me tell you, people have called me and told me they dreamt. You were there last night when somebody called me, tell me saying dream. You were all there live. People, they use dream as evidence for Nigeria. Oh, you people don't know anything. Nigeria is the only country where you will submit dream as evidence. Person dream, he go submit them as evidence, say something happened. One day, if you are watching on TikTok, double click the screen. Pop my money gun if you are enjoying the facts. Follow my number one gifter. Make I give shout out to my number one gifter. Follow my number one gifter if you're enjoying me on TikTok. Alex70, that's my number one gifter. Follow my number one gifter. Pop my money guns. Today is Friday. If you're enjoying this live, you see, somebody said something. I remember a prayer. Somebody said, it's ni Yoruba. I don't know how to define this to somebody that understands Yoruba. Kolo ma jashe kongebi. Someone said, Daddy Freeze, you don't sell clothes for market. No, I don't live for area where guys, with my guys, now bus conductor, they do last. Condo. So as I be bus conductor work. Double click the screen. Follow my number one gifter. Oh yeah, double click the screen. Follow my number one gifter. Oh yeah, wale. As I be the conductor work, not be lie. So you see, what I'm trying to say is, Nigerians at this stage wanted to be Naira Marley. Who agrees? That they just want to hear now saying Naira Marley. And I try to explain because I use Mofioju Sunukun Woro Sunukun. I use Sunukun I. Take look this matter. You see, if you grow for hood, these say they go brush you, you talk something. Let me tell you, I grow for hood. I they talk this thing. Baba, that she, where they she, MohBad. I don't see them she person like that on top say call person name. Like for instance now as I dey, imagine say I senior Remy with 1 year. Remy supposed call me brother. If she call me my name, there's a street term for it. Walo lament. Ola orukomo mi lori, o lament. We dey go person house with cane on top saying lament. I don't see him happen. As in, na normal thing for hood. Ask anybody wey go for hood. They go flog person for a house. Say wetin happen? O lament ni. Ola orukomo mi lori. Please, I beg you in God's name, all of you wey grow for hood or wey live for hood before, at least for local hood, maybe it not happen for Lagos, but for Ibadan. Now, in the industry, a lot of gang things they involved. Anybody wey waka gang waka flogging a normal thing. Oh. I am not saying it is good. I am not saying I support it, but it's normal gang behavior. Normal. Say you do something, then they call them say they want treat your F up. And I don't see where person F up where they go flog in front of him, babe. Make I give you one story. I not go mention the guy name, but anybody will go UI for my set. go know the boy. The boy too proud like this. Very proud him boy. The boy can't get the boy in a club boy. He can't get one girlfriend. The boy just they always proud in. The boy they were kind of like peacock for the old school. And they always offend people. Now so he offend one boy. Can't talk to the boy anyhow. No, say the guy not done for one setting. One day we did one club where they call Coco Dome for Ibadan. Now nightclub for town. You are Coco Dome, they Dugbe area, if I remember clearly. They call the club Legend Nightclub. That one Lebanese boy, they run them that year. Make I tell you one story. Now, so one time, Two-Face and Blackface come, follow me, go Ibadan. So they say they won't go club. Now, so I carry them, go Legend. That time, they never too blow. Or they never blow reach Ibadan. I can't go meet the Lebanese guy, say, I'm here with Plantation Boys. The guy say, no, who they be. Say, may I go pay. Say, may I go pay before they enter. Say, no, who they be. Cocoa House, God bless you. I can't go beg because I don't get money to pay for 10 people. So you can finally say, okay, say, make Two-Face and Blackface. Since I could carry their CD go show, say, I see them now. That time, Face can't never did the CD. So he say, make Two-Face and Blackface, make they enter. But Face, say, as you know they the CD, saying go pay. Baba, if you see begging that day. Anyway, somebody call alarm, don't they? Coco Dome, God bless you. Now for Cocoa House, God bless you. We did the groove for nightclub for Friday. Do do pa 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 do pa do do pa 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 do pa do 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 pa 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 do pa do do pa 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 do. We just begin to hear pankere. You know the way thing the pankere? That cane where they do. Who don't collect pankere before for this place? Pankere where they do. When the flog person go there, as DJ they beat. We dey hear. We don't look around. That boy, where offender done, they don't find and come club. He said make him kneel down, raise his hand for town. Say he offend down for school. They treating effort for club. Anybody will go UI my set go know this story. For club, they say make you kneel down, raise hand. Baba club, they go and they just form circle. Everybody just say, that other guy can't hold cane. Now so brother kneel down, raise hand for inside club. After a while, in girlfriend too join. I don't know whether they say make the girl just out of love decides to make she join and raise hand, kneel down. The girl too just kneel down with them. The two of them can't raise hand. So if you don't witness this before, you go no say all this behavior, now behavior where they associated with hood and they associated with gang. Somebody say, I remember that story, that night too funny. You, when they primary 6 that year, which night you sabi? And they talk of waiting happen for 1990, for 2000, 2001. Now be this thing where this thing happen. You see? So, I am not in any way absolving anybody. I'm not saying these people are not. No, I'm just telling you, let us think. Let's not join sentimental and emotional people to ride on a narrative. Listen to me, Nigerians are, I don't want to use a word that will just generalize, say all of them are not to get sense too much. I don't want to talk that kind of thing because it's no good. But Baba, anybody where they pray, what God cannot do does not exist. Fire altar, say MohBad go resurrect. You need smoking, not much. Say your brain fit complete and you think it can happen. You are part of our problem in this country because your thinking has been altered. whether una dey connect with this thing where they tell you. Some people actually believe that person where they don't do autopsy on, they carry a name go fire altar go wake am. I can tell you for free that una head not correct. Una head not correct. If you are watching on TikTok, double click the screen, double click the screen, double click the screen. So when you have this kind of mentality, you are subsumed in your sentiments and emotions. Oh, somebody said, is there anything God cannot do? And I don't know which angle to argue this thing with the person from. Is it that God cannot do it, or God will not do it, or both? Because their brain get waiting that they call speed limiter. You see, you get some motor, once they limit the speed to 250 kilometers per hour. Once you reach 250 kilometers per hour, if you like, press the throttle, use and they hit the metal, the car no go past like that because it has been limited. The average Nigerian needs a BBL, and it has nothing to do with the Ayash. They need a Brazilian brain lift. A BBL, Brazilian brain lift. Some of the aura, some of the fatness, where they inside your yash, where they inside your body, they're supposed liposuction small, inject them into your brain. Because I hear say the brain cells now still fat. So at least maybe you will get something where you go take the think. And they say the more wrinkled the brain is, one of the reasons why koala bear are the dumbest animal for the whole world, they say brain smooth. When you they look normal Nigerian girl Ikebe, you go see as a rough. Oh, kako gbogbo àwọn cellulite ayé pẹ̀lú àwọn ẹ̀bà àwọn fùfú tán ti jẹ. Pẹ̀lú àwọn dùndú, pẹ̀lú àwọn àgbàdo, they don't chop. Àwọn ẹ̀kọ́ àwọn ògì tán ti mú. Tí gbogbo ẹ̀ máa rọ́ǹpù bí cellulite báyìí, tán bá lipo ẹ̀, kán wá pọ́ǹpù ẹ̀ sínú ọpọlọ wọn, wọ́n lè máa rí nǹkan máa fi ronú. Because you see, the problem there is the lack of critical thinkability. Àti ro inú lé, to turn brain hard. Someone said, Daddy Freeze, if you jam strong issues, you will ask for miracles. One day, why must miracle only work for person that jam strong issue? Aeroplane, they work daily for people whether you get strong issue or not. Why must we look for the one way strong? As in, you need, as in, you don't need Brazilian brain lift. You need to make the commot that thing with your head. That kamu, that kata. Kẹlẹ̀bẹ̀ tó kún orí ẹ̀yẹn, ó yẹ kí wọ́n yọ gbọ́ ẹ̀ jáde, kán flush ẹ̀ sínú toilet, kán wá pọ́ǹpù ọ̀rá tó wà ní ìdí ẹ̀, kán wá pọ́ǹpù ẹ̀ sí ẹ lórí. Bóyá wà tiẹ̀ ní nǹkan tó máa rò, because bó ṣe wà ó lórí tó ń rò, you don't have head that you are thinking. Ọlọ́run ọba ń gbọ́ kì í ṣe pé miracle ló ń wá kiri àwọn ọ̀dẹ̀. Miracle ló wà nílẹ̀ yẹn raise ẹ̀, mo gbé fún yín. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe raise Osinachi, bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe raise Sami Okposo, yẹ wá raise òun náà. Raise kọ dried raisin ni ẹ tí mọ tó kọlù yín, ẹ̀yin tọpọlọ yín ti tà dín. I am Lima, say shut up Joe, no need for me to tell you anything. Person wey im papa dance, how you wan take get head? Jada mi lórí live mi wèrè, mo fún wèrè in blocking. Can I please continue? So you see, when these people cannot think, they cannot come together and process thoughts. Nobody is sitting down to actually look at the critical facts. Nobody is interrogating. You see, when you say interrogate, doesn't mean you go and question somebody. Interrogate the scenario. What can be happening in this situation? Me, I want interview MohBad Papa. Oh, make it come telling me why they want bury am for midnight. For me, until they answer that question, Baba, make una not vex. So I respect person Papa. Oh, but until they answer me that question, nobody else is a major suspect. Forget say they bury am the next day. Say they want bury am for that midnight. Kilo shele, kilo de, kilo de, kilo de, kilo de, kilo de, kilo de, gone, 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 gone. Kilo de. What is hurrying us? If you are watching on TikTok, double click the screen, double click the screen. Follow my number one gifter. YouTube people now don't start again. Where's my super chat and my super stickers? I go because I don't talk this matter tire. I dey watch that very dark black man. I dey watch in video. That guy talk things wey make some sense. I can't think am say, oh my god, good oh. May we think this thing, oh, critical thinking. Another thing that I would worry about is, I know y'all don't like me, is the call log of this guy's phone for the last 48 hours. Make police sit down with him call log, they tick everything off. Maybe they ask them, okay, this person quick call, why did they call? Why did they call? Somebody say, Okuofo no dey pass first night for Yoruba land. How many things will they do for Yoruba land where we still they do for 2027? I be 2023. No, they tell ourselves true. I hate this selective traditional reasoning. It dey tire me. It dey tire me. Selective reasoning. Selective traditionalism. If you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen, double click the screen. Anoluapo Oshin. Anolua Oshin just sent me a money gun. Thank you so much, my sister. Talk to me. You see, because you also need to understand that from my understanding, or should I say overstanding, of this whole situation, there was no love. There was no love lost between the father and the girl. I don't know whether or not they fit connect with me. I don't know whether or not they fit connect with me. That papa and that girl, then they're not too like themselves. That's the wife. I watched the video where the father said he gave them a keg of water to be drinking and to be using, that water must not finish, that they must be topping it up. Who watched that video? Please, if you are watching me on Facebook, bottom left hand corner, you see how to buy stars. I'm going to give a shout out to the first person to buy 1,000 stars. The first person to buy 1,000 stars, bottom left hand corner, as you are watching the live on Facebook. If you are watching on Instagram, you can go to Facebook, search for Daddy Freeze, DADDY FREEZE. Click on today's video, bottom left hand corner, you will see how to buy my stars. Knight Jason says, Daddy Freeze, there's nothing like selective reasoning. It's just that you Nigerians think out of emotions. Naira Marley did not buy MohBad. He might be guilty of assault, but not. Omo, make una read this comment too. I don't know as una want see this one. Oh, I don't pin am. No be me go talk that one. No, before I talk anything now, they go say Daddy Freeze sabi them. Since my mama born me, I never use my eye like this. See Naira Marley. I never use my eye see him before physically. Of course, I don't see him for movie, video, I be music video, all those things. But still one-on-one, we have never even been in the same room before. People come, they talk, say, Naira Marley give me money, me. One day, the stars wey una dey buy for my life, the super chats, the money guns, e auto me je. And try, una dey try where I don't need anything from anybody. But I want to say the truth. I'm not going to say he's not a suspect, though. Never. He needs to be questioned. But to outrightly pin it on him is a bit worrying for me. Who agrees and who disagrees? To outrightly pin it on him, say, na him do am, is worrying for me. Somebody just sent me 1,000 stars. First person to send me 1,000 stars on Facebook. A big shout out to the person. Let me give that person a shout out. Yes, let me see. Sandra Gamma just sent 1,000 stars. My lovely sister. Thank you so much. Sandra Gamma. Princess Julia sent 500 stars. I said I was going to shout out on Facebook to every single person that sent 1,000 stars and above. So if you want me to give you a shout out, just send me 1,000 stars and above. Someone says, I disagree. Naira is involved. Stop twisting this talk. Garba Matex. Nobody's saying he's not a suspect. Every single person that's had contact with him, every single record label that he has been on, they are all suspects, including his father, maybe his mother not, because his mother wasn't directly in, and maybe even his wife. They are all suspects. Everybody at this stage, you're abroad in America, the first person you have is the first suspect is your spouse. In a mother, una know they watch CSI and you okonura darada jati jati. Let's be honest with ourselves. Everybody is involved. My problem with you people is you are so sentimental, you are so emotional. Let me tell you, you are primitive people. I'm sorry, but I have to say this. And when primitive people, just remember the crucifixion of Christ. They brought two people. You know me, I read Bible in original language, in Greek. There were two people. Jesus ton Baraban. If you translate it to English, is Jesus Barabbas. It's never written in any Bible except NIV. NIV is the only Bible that carried that Greek rendition. Jesus ton Baraban. That is Jesus Barabbas. And Jesus ton legomenon Christon. That is Christ, who is known, Jesus, who is known as the Christ. Even though I don't like to use the word Jesus because it's a slave name, whatever it is. There were two of them. The two of them, they answered the same name. The two of them were answering Jesus or Yehoshua, Barabbas and Christ. They brought Barabbas. They said, this man native. They said, we don't want. That other one. They say he's innocent. They say, we don't care. That is Primitive mentality. Now so Christ take end up for cross. Barabbas take go in house. Barabbas no believer am. So I don't want to see that scenario play out again. I want there to be a proper trial of everybody. Olokwamako, everybody. May they carry everybody begin they ask question. It's called herd mentality. You are thinking like a herd. Disassociate yourself from the herd. And start asking the critical questions. All the critical questions. Start crossing your T's and dotting your I's. Naira knew. What's the other guy name knew? All of them carry everybody. Do proper. Then you see, let me tell you, social media don't judge them. They don't know who do them. Finish. So they don't begin to execute the judgment. They don't judge and finish. They don't begin to execute the judgment. Now, what if it was more than one thing that by this guy? Let's say the bullying a part of him. In heart condition, what could have been a result of the bullying? Oh yeah, part of him. Then other things like that, another set of people where they fight him. This guy don't bust pipe. Oh. Hold on. Daniela, is that your Uber? And the water is rushing. Run outside and stop that Camry. Bros, calm down. You don't bust pipe. Oh. He has just called knock on Chris's house. Yes. He burst that pipe. He cannot just go like that now. I don't know why he could not reverse to the end of the road and go and turn. They now have to shut down the whole water of the estate. Which turn you want enter person house go turn? You know if you reverse go end of road. Better park that car and come down. Chris, the guy they try turn. Now I saw he jammed that thing now. So I said make they come wake you. I don't understand why I know if he reverse go beginning of road. Sorry, make una no vex. Person one turn inside my neighbor compound, and so he go jam their whole water treatment system. The whole water now they go close water for the estate. I don't get water bath this night. And now, but as in, how hard is it? Why are you squeezing yourself to turn? Just reverse to the end of the road gently. It's what I do. Reverse to the end of the road gently. You don't go break person water treatment plan. And that water treatment plan is fed directly from the reservoir in the estate. So for them to fix that thing, they have to shut down the water of the estate. So if I come live tomorrow now and they smell, now waiting cause and be this, so I don't give una the hope. So let's go back to this critical analysis. As in, luckily I just hear me where My motor dey downstairs. I hear cry like this. I don't run. Go window. Say, egba mi. Kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀? And my children too, Igboro children, they don't quickly run, go hold lamp, quickly go knock my neighbor door, say, hey, they don't bust your pipe. Oh. So back to what I was saying. Let us not be, somebody say, justice for Daddy Freeze. Ojola, baby, how are you?
I'm fine. Uh-huh. I'm having lunch. Is loud, so.
Oh, okay. So you cannot talk much.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. But just let me pick your brain. What are your thoughts quickly in 30 seconds?
Listen, Daddy Freeze, I'm still distraught. I cried yesterday night. I feel like that the way that guy, the way MohBad left this world, even when they buried him, he was still fighting. That's what I feel. I feel like he just recently died. As in like days ago. But it is well. Justice will be served.
Amen. I'm glad
most of the celebrities, especially like the likes of Davido, the likes of Iyabo, the likes of Sam Clef, most of the big prominent people, they're coming out. People are coming out, but quarantine awareness is worldwide. New York, they posted him on like at Times Square. Like the world knows, the world is awake. So nobody is going to go scot-free. Whoever did it is going to come out. It's going to come out. I can't wait for the results to come out. Though they said they concluded the autopsy so quick, but it's okay. When did Nigeria start doing something so quick like that? All of a sudden, autopsy tikpari, no problem. We're waiting for the results. I can't wait to hear what the result is, but we need justice. Please let us not be sidetracked. Let us not be distracted. Those people are Lekki toll gate. Why did you people go there?
God will bless you. Oh, ojú ọlá pé, ojú ọlá ẹ máa pé. Wá dákẹ́. Ojú ọlá ẹ ó máa pé ni. The eye of your wealth will be complete. As in, what waiting as in, one of my church members, Brother Shupo, called me. He nearly slept in the traffic yesterday. How are you going to do procession for MohBad and put other people inside bad situation? You do the procession finish, Davido say go home, Dotun say go home. Coconut head people say lie until they coagulate. The next thing, they blew us tear gas. Then one person is coming there to say, hey, it's their right. Which foolish right in Nigeria where people know they think now we get right.
And again, that country have other people, the security of the citizens, the police, they begged you. Begged you, came on loudspeaker, said go home. So whatever happened to them, I'm sorry, I don't even care about what happened. They said go home after the peaceful candle lights that they had. So that's, by the way, like I said, you guys should not get distracted. We have a mission, and we should not keep quiet. We should not relent. We should not backslide. Let's keep pushing forward. The truth is coming out. It already started coming out small. And again, all this DNA talk saying that they should go and do DNA for MohBad's child. Please, that's not what we're talking about now. Don't disrespect the dead. Stop disrespecting the
person we don't buy. No use that word. Stop disrespecting person we don't buy.
Stop disrespecting person we don't buy. Stop disrespecting person we don't buy. That's his relationship. That's personal. Let the family tackle that. Remain focused. That's not what we're here for. Which one is going to do DNA? I'm sorry that if that's my own take about
me
that.
Too.
That's between him and his girl.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Which one is doing? What concern DNA inside this? As in, bao le se ma ronu yi. Wetin concern DNA inside this matter wey dey ground? Una leave the people wey carry him body. Una leave the people wey wan bury am for midnight. Una dey talk DNA.
God bless you, Daddy Freeze.
What if, I'm just asking, what if he no fit born pikin? Him say, you know how many men dey do that thing? I get one uncle where that thing happen too. He no fit born. Him wife go carry belle come from outside, but na coded. What if that's the issue? It's a family business.
Let's not disrespect.
Exactly. Yes. It wasn't a DNA.
Let's know our ground. Which one is DNA? Why? That's by the way. The people, like you said, those 3 boys that were in the car, Who made them a doctor? At what time? At what time did they say, okay, at so time, this person occupy? Who made them the doctor? Who told them to do that video? Oh, Lord is there. Who made you do that? We need them. Those 3 guys in that car that held him down with their hand. They had their hand on top of his body. We need to ask them questions. Those are the things that people should be directing our anger to, not the baby mother. Remain focused, please. I said, Daddy Freeze, I cried yesterday. I turned off the light. I was just crying. I said, I don't know this guy. I've never seen him in person. All of us were never, probably, some majority of us were never seen him in person, but it feels like we're watching the guy live. Like the guy cried out. He cried out. He took it to police station. Police is telling him to come for investigation. How? For query, how? How am I in Nigeria? Is that the country Tinubu wants us to come back to? Telling us in abroad that we should come back home? Is that the country I want to go back home to? That if I'm afraid for my life, for example, that the freeze is bullying me, threatening me, I cannot stand up for myself and go to police, and police will have my back. Police will protect me. Is that the country you want me to come back home to? They play. Daddy Freeze, please. I don't want to talk too much.
It's okay. You are having lunch. Let me allow you to spend time with your family. Let me allow you to spend time with your family. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you, my dear sister. You see, I've noticed the problem of Nigerians is we don't like truth. We don't like truth. We are allergic to truth. We are allergic to truth. Meaning, if truth dey somewhere and we dey somewhere, we go dey get rashes. Please, I want to hear some other opinions while we are waiting for other opinions. Please, what's your opinion? What's your opinion? We may be wrong, oh, we are not 100% right. What is your opinion? What is your opinion? What is your opinion? If you are watching live, send me request and come and join. What's your opinion? What is your opinion? Someone said, did you see my WhatsApp message from Debola? Debola, I did not see any WhatsApp message from you. Unless the WhatsApp message no get relevance. Unless the WhatsApp message no get relevance. I don't send you request. Yeah, come join. If you want to come to live, come and join on Instagram.
Hello, Senator Freeze.
Yeah, how are you doing? If you want me to read your comments on YouTube, send with super chats and super stickers. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I sent you a message on WhatsApp. So in regards to the MohBad issue, I just feel like the Nigerian government has actually failed massively. The angle they've actually taken, or actually the step they've taken. For instance, now, first and foremost, towards trying to sort of go towards his grave. I believe that they were meant to sort of protect that place, tape it. I could just see that they are not sort of equipped. They do not have an idea. The process is not there. There's just quite a lot that is failed. After the exemption is taking out the body, I just felt like they also needed to sort of take that place. It's an exhibit. No one should be going there. Why are people going to that area to sort of take pictures?
I wonder. I saw a video of them actually digging him out of the ground. As in, I was like, whoa!
I saw a video of some guys taking a body in a bag.
I saw that's the video I'm talking about.
That is actually sort of made it aware that the government does not have the equipment. They do not even have a sector around, or should I say,
as in, I'm like,
no gloves,
social
no
media.
No gloves,
as in, there was no police tape. Do not cross.
It's crazy, sir. It's absolutely crazy.
As in, I bet minimum Yahweh. Is it that they said it's not correct? As in, the video.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. You know, like even the coffin, they left it. That is an exhibit. They meant to take him with the coffin. Yeah. Why is the coffin still there? You know, why is the coffin still in the? Why is it?
Hey!
Why are people still going there? You know, I see a lot of. In fact, you know, when I saw it, I was.
Bro, you done bust my brain. You know, I like this guy. Exposed. Baba, you know, say we not think go that side. I just they think I now say, come. What is going on? Why they leave coffin? They can't carry an inside bag. You'll be surprised. As in, or the police that it was even probably in charge of the report that MohBad actually put forward. You'll be surprised it's the same police that even asked them to go and actually dig that thing, you know, to cover up his ass and all those sort of Careful things. With the words you use. Careful with the words you use. Careful. I struggled so much yesterday with these community people. A lot of illiteracy is actually in there. I'll be honest with you again. You know, I was even speaking to my partner. I said, the saying blood is dead, blood is in his grave. I feel like also we need to be educated. You know, I just feel like, because first and foremost, when the person died, you know, with my own research, because I do read a lot of, you know. When the person died, just say when the person died. Okay, died, that's it, died. When the person died, you know, the thing is, I was able to speak to my miss and I asked her, I said, babes, you know, this person is died and they're saying they're seeing fresh blood. What do you think? And she was saying to me, she's like, babes, like, when someone pies, what happens is you have liquid gas coming from the bomb. You know, from the years. Everything, yeah. You know, all those sort of things start leaking. Because first and foremost, that's the reason why when someone pies, what they do is they take out the blood and they actually sort of put in a certain liquid into the body. You know, to preserve the body, yeah. Exactly. So these are the things that I feel like, you know, it's so sad. I'm seeing it on, it's just trending. Oh, this person, he's been fighting for his life. It might be, I don't know, it's 50-50, but, you know, we should sort of educate ourselves. We should ask ourselves, if there's blood, why is that? You know, we shouldn't just jump into conclusion. You know, I just feel the police needs to be educated massively. First and foremost, in UK, when such incident happens, you have a private ambulance, black tinted, you know, that goes and pick up the body, everything, and they seal it. You know, once that is done, right, you still have the police still staying there until they finish. As in America, they go put yellow tape, police line, do not cross. Exactly, until they finish the whole job. Meanwhile, community people, they're there with their Android phone. It's sad. Then that person, they adjust the mask. If they touch biohazard. No, sorry, you know, the liquid itself is very dangerous. Yes, now. You know, it's very dangerous. You they touch like biohazard, they adjust your mask. I say, hey, MohBad to real love, but not around with education that needs to be done. We all, they just go to school without, you know, knowing. Someone said that's not a crime scene, though. Are you joking? It's 100%. It's that. The government alone, for what they do, they should prosecute themselves because, first and foremost, what department is under that case? Where is the PPE? Where's they want mask. That's the OPPE. Where's the shoes? Even the disposal of those things, you know, what bag did they put that? Even the clothes. But these bros talk everything I want to talk. Even the clothes is supposed to have like. It's sad, man. It's sad. Honestly, I was seeing this thing. I'm like, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie to you, right? The thing is, a lot of criminals that have left UK. They would come to Nigeria and go Nigeria because why they're exposed. There's no better than the Nigerians over there, so they'll be exposed, and that is what is going on. That is exactly what is going on. DF, I had a similar conversation. The Nigerians, they need training. I'm so sorry, brother. They need a lot of training to be done. They just say, oh, FBI. As in, it just became, as in, from, it went from crime scene to social media shoot. It's crazy. And you know what, even the worst thing again is the fact that when they put the body, and someone's like, oh, what the body is, you know, into is it a car or something? And someone's like, is it MohBad's body that is smelling like this? That person should even not be there. It should be people. It shouldn't be there. You know, who is he? It's quite obvious, sir. I could tell you what it is the people themselves, they couldn't do it.
they were scared. So that they actually have to call people like I don't want to discriminate or anything, like people that could not afford anything, to say, you know what, we'll give you. I feel like they had the funds, but they gave it to people that did not have daily bread to say, okay, go and do this job, we'll pay you something. Right? And that's why we saw that they were not equipped. That is 100% obvious. Even the international news is meant to take this publicly. The question is this a great country like Nigeria that they're going to be exposing and saying that, oh, look at how they treated it? You know,
as in if any country, if that thing should leak to any country, Baba, we look like primitives.
Honestly, it's Nigeria sometimes reminds me is like a country full of the word niggers. That's just what it is.
No, calm down. You can't say that. So. You can't say that.
I'm so sorry. Bro, we have that mentality of.
Bro, you can't say that. So.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's like okay. I'll say something now. I'll say something. We hear about the record labels. The question is, first and foremost, let's ask ourselves, what was the first record label that came into existence in the world? It was in America, right? Okay. Around the time of slavery, that's when we had the first record label. Please do your research on this, right? That's when we had the record labels. The owners of these record labels, they were all, white folks, which had the money to fund this. At that time, when they were drafting those record labels, those contracts, those boss, those owners of the record label, they still had the mindset of a slave owner, right? So we have actually now taken that forward to enslave our own brothers as well, because we just hear about record labels. We don't know what goes behind the contracts. And that's why you see record labels, they're saying that, oh, you know what, I'm going to own your name. I'm going to own you. I'm going to own your intellectual property because you've actually signed your life. You signed this,
Bro, you actually said something that I had a conversation with Adawit a couple of weeks ago. Well, when this incident happened, the owner of the record label, I don't want to mention it. If you live in UK, you know the kind of guy this guy was.
Check him. I don't want to say. I don't want to mention anything. But
when he got to Nigeria, there should have been, because, for example, if you have a record in the UK, if I'm a criminal in the UK and I'm moving to Poland, the Metropolitan Police will let the Polish authority know that, oh, this guy so has relocated to your country and it should be under watchful. So what due diligence was done when this guy moved into Nigeria?
No. Sorry, hold on a second. Please. Do not be angry. I need to address an Olori Buruku. Vanessa Brett 0445. Daddy Freeze, you just sit behind the camera. Since this guy passing, what have you done? So I should have gone to dig. Sorry, Vanessa. What for the slave name? Ọlọ́pọ̀lọ́ aláǹgbá olórí agínlétín ó gbọ́gọ̀rù bí pósí àbíkú olóòórùn smello. What have you done? Comment section, keypad warrior with your leprosy hand. Don't ever let me see you in my life again. Hey, brother Sean, please continue what you are saying.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, I really, because that was my first angle when I remember when me and Ada were talking, and I said to her, like, at least there should have been a notification like, oh, so guy has moved to your country. We just need to notify you. Okay, well, if the Nigerian police wasn't notified, then maybe we're looking at it from another angle. But there have to be some. Yes. Anybody can judge of moving into the country, and right. I don't know. It's
Sean,
weird, yeah.
Sean, you see, there's one thing that Nigerians they just love mediocre. That's one thing I would just say. There is no wrong and there's no right in Nigeria anymore. It's a country that is filled with
anyhowness.
So everybody just they cruise.
It's the level of poverty.
Cruise has now become a word for foolishness.
See,
Bro,
When somebody
it's poverty.
they
not
meant he go say
poverty.
na
It's more than poverty, bro.
It's not poverty. I don't know. Sometimes I try to describe it, but I can't. I don't know the right word to use, But Nigeria is just filled with people with that has no sense, that does not use any sense. Everything that they want to do, see, an average Nigerian person would look when they look at you, they want to get everything from you. You understand? They want to get everything from your body. All this record label, or I don't even know, way of life is this kind of, is this way of life that we Nigerians have, that this person, I want to be bigger than this person, or I don't want this person to eat too, I don't want this person to do this too, I want to step on this person. And it's a very wrong thinking
mentality.
Nobody, nobody wants to carry the other person along. Everybody just they want to be on top. But for how long? For crying out loud.
And at the end of the day, there's more than enough food for everybody to eat.
Exactly.
It's just greediness. There's more than enough.
Exactly.
Because the way Afrobeat is trending now. I went to college in this country at a time when they used to call African people booty scratcher, spear shockers. There's no Oyibo girl. There's some Nigerian music that I don't even know. That is my colleague. Have you heard about this guy? This guy just released. You should listen to him. And I'm Nigerian. So there's more than enough food for everybody to eat. But it's just, I don't know. It's weird. It's
the
weird.
government is just failed. That's just what I have to say. They've just failed in every aspect.
Tell him best.
In every aspect.
Come back to me.
They need to be probed. They need to look into that sector. Do they have the right funding? Everyone that is actually doing what they can do, they're doing what they can do. But I just feel
sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't want to cut you short here, but I wanted to say something, that even if they've got the funds, they will still want to steal out of that funds. That's why they will choose, let me tell you something. Like, if you give money to a Nigerian that use this money to build a house, and if you are building that house, buy 10 bags of cement. That this is like an example. You know what they will do? They will buy 4 bags of cement and steal money for the 6 bags of cement. So even if they had the funds, to carry out the investigation or the autopsy, trust me, they'll still water it down. Am I lying?
And it's sad when it gets to a situation. I think, I don't know, because I don't want to look at it from a too much outside perspective, because it's sad as a citizen when you cannot trust your own force that's supposed to protect you, if you understand. Because nobody, you're reading stories on people's blog, and everybody's just saying, well, we already know what's going to happen. Like, people do not trust the police at all. It's just...
That's because they don't trust themselves. That's just what it is. They don't trust themselves. Their actions is just, they're just moving like mafias. I don't know, maybe I could say that, but, they're just moving like mafias.
It's like, I think Femi was on here. Well, Femi, I don't know about. I was listening to his live last night. One of my guy that I know, I do talk to him explicit, is an American soldier. He's a Nigerian now. And he was narrating his audio recently in Nigeria. He said he just felt like, I want to have the full Nigerian experience. He went into a cab, he had his headphones on, and the first person the police stopped was him. He had his headphone, he had his bag and everything, his laptop, American boy, and then they just tell him, you come out. He said what saved him was the fact that he has his American military badge with him. He just showed it to them, where's your ID? Just show it to them.
That's racial profiling.
That's racial profiling. Straight away, because they say, they say, this one I go chop for him. And he wants people to come back home. It's sad, man. It's sad, honestly.
Okay. I want us to talk about DNA. In your opinion, the three of you, what do you think? How important is DNA?
Please.
Can I go first, because I know everyone will be different. I think it shouldn't be ruled out. And the reason why I'm saying this is this. If we are, like, first of all, I'll look at it from two angles. If this was in the UK, right? So I'll give you a scenario. Let's say my madam now stabbed me and killed me, or pied me. Sorry, DF. And my neighbor said, oh, we heard that he used to beat his wife or he used to beat his kids or whatever. The police over here will use that to base like, oh, was this kid like his? What was the reason before? Why was he assaulting these kids or all this? We don't know the reason why why the all incidents are entangling to each other. And secondly, if we can already, because I'm hearing a lot of people going like, oh, it's our culture, you know, they bury this, they bury immediately, blah, 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 blah. We don't know if we can use that as the cultural reason. We should also look at the other angle of what if this baby was not his, and I'm not saying that they should do it and announce it to the world or whatever, but if it's going to help the case, they need to look into it. It shouldn't be ruled out. If it's something that's going to help the case, it shouldn't be, because for all we know, we don't know whether the father was, I mean, like I said, I'm not God, I don't know what went on in their family. We don't know if the father was maybe jealous because he's putting the wife in a stronger what's it called, position in his kids' affair, and maybe the kids is not his. Maybe everything was just interlinked together, and as a result, something happened. We don't know anything, but it shouldn't be ruled out. It shouldn't be like something that people. It's part of investigation. I mean, in the UK, if something like that happened, everybody, like you said, even you, the person who sell food to you in the morning, whoever you spoke to last, everybody and all language should be explored. That's the only thing I'm gonna say, definitely.
Okay, so over to you guys. What do you think? Do you think MohBad's son there should be a DNA test for MohBad's son?
It's not.
In regards to that sort of issue, it's I just feel like an issue like that shouldn't sort of come out publicly, you know.
Exactly.
I would, because whether we like it or not, we're in a country where there's a lot of sentiment involved into things. So I would say that yes, it should be carried out.
Where did you
like
bring
they
it from?
said, you know, leave every stone on like, is it leave every stone untouched? Like,
Yes,
you know, you've got to, you
How
know,
much did you
exactly.
ask
So
before?
you've got to, you know, attend to
No,
every
for the
stone. So
special,
yes,
what's the
they
best
should
price?
definitely check it.
That's why I said
So
they don't
they
need
should
to announce
actually
it to
do
the
Asking that, can
public.
he do it
But
and
if
do
it's
it
going to
well?
aid the investigation, definitely. Because
Okay, no problem.
whether we like it or not, all of us, we just speculating at the moment. None of us is a private detective. None of
7
us
days.
has a full insight into what
Oh,
happened
yeah.
in the family. We're just talking from outside perspective. So if it's something, because we don't know, you know, there are some cases when you watch all these criminals scene on TV that will just be one thing linked to another thing linked to another, linked to this before you get to the main reason of something that happened. So you never know. So if it's gonna hurt it,
I'm so sorry to interrupt.
Let me say something. Women have suffered. How? Women, we've suffered.
here we go.
I would like to say something. Even as I'm about to talk right now, I'm sort of shaking in my soul, and it's just very, very painful, because to answer that first question, absolutely DNA should be done, and I feel right now, I think this is an opportunity for the government to start having database. First and foremost, again, do we have a funeral director in Nigeria? Before every dead corpse is being buried in Nigeria, it needs to be registered.
Of course, we have all those things. I'm sure they have all those things.
I don't know about that. So, of course, it's the question. The reason why I've said that is because, for someone to just take it in his own will to say, you know what, I just want to go and bury this body at this amount of time, at that time, but sorry, not to actually divert into something else. To answer your question, absolutely, DNA should actually be carried out, absolutely.
Okay, so Fola hasn't spoken. Fola, in your opinion, do you think DNA should be done like the people are suggesting? If you are watching on Facebook and you want to join the live, let me try and see if I can invite someone on Facebook too. Just send me a request on Facebook. I find it so hard to bring people on Facebook.
I might sound sentimental here, but I just feel that we've got a lot of things on ground. Yeah, we don't know the real truth and we don't know the real answers to this to this problem. I just feel that if this kind of thing is going to be carried out, I don't think, like Sean Lead said and my brother here said, it should be carried out privately.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't think that should be the key thing for now. That shouldn't be the first. That shouldn't be the first. Problem solving machine. That should come later on. If they don't find the answers, that can come later. But for now, I don't think that's should be like the problem solving machine that they should carry out DNA. They are even look, if the DNA turns out to be that the child is his child, you've already traumatized the woman. You've already, put her in a state where, her mental state can never be. It might not be. Do you understand? Might not be stable for life. You understand? Because it is traumatic. This is traumatic.
Yeah, I see your point there. I see your point. And that's the reason why I feel like they should do it privately.
And displace.
I agree with that. Yeah.
And there's one thing about Nigeria. Yeah, I just think that when a man or a woman dies, because sometimes it's not the man that dies first, or sometimes the woman dies first. Yeah, all these allegations that all these families come up.
So when a woman dies,
sorry, when a woman dies or a man dies, yeah, all these allegations that the family members will come up and just start taking the woman's or the man's property away from the woman should be stopped. Everybody should be, man, woman should be protected. This thing has happened to me before as a child when my dad died, and it is traumatic. And right now I do not trust anybody. Look, I do not trust anybody. So men, women, you have to put things in place for your family and make sure you guard those things so that other people don't come in to take it away from your children. At least just for your children, So it's for me. This DNA thing. They should stop saying it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Let me bring another set of people. Thank you guys so much for your input.
Thank you, DF.
Osemene Chuki on YouTube sent $10 super chat and says, hasn't the widow suffered enough? How will DNA impact the investigation? Will it bring the culprits to justice? Let us allow the child grow knowing his dad was a hero. All right, so I'm still accepting. Okay, my darling sister.
How do I come out? Thank you.
Just press the X, I think.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much, sis. Thanks for your input. I have quite a few people still trying to come. I'm rounding off anytime from now. If you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen. Double click the screen if you're watching on TikTok. Double click the screen. Double click the screen if you're watching on TikTok. Who is this person that sent request?
Daddy Freeze, can you hear me?
Yeah,
I'm
but
driving.
we can't see you.
I'm driving. Is it better?
Slightly better, but we still can't see you. I need to see you clearly.
Is it better?
Okay, yes, much better now. Can we see all the other people too?
Can I be quick so I can turn off the light? I think it's illegal to have the lights on.
Okay, then I think you have to come back. We need to see your faces. We're talking about something that is very, very...
I don't hear you.
And no, not you.
You can't see me.
No, I can see you. The guy, the gentleman. Now, is it me or I've noticed that most women are afraid of DNA? What do you do now with DNA? What do you do they hide? It's just a question. The way women
Hello,
are
are you
dodging
asking-
this DNA
Are you
thing.
asking this woman? You want me to answer?
No, before you go, brother, let the brother answer because he's driving, so he can go. So, brother, answer first. Say
Thank
what
you.
you want to say, and then leave so you can turn off your light.
Yeah, thank you,
Hello,
Daddy
Daddy
Freeze.
Freeze.
I will be quick. You see, we Nigerians sometimes we know how to do good things and then mess the good things up. I mean, how can we, in one hand, be fighting for MohBad, who obviously his main concern now in the world beyond will be his child, right? I saw today that Zorro have already willed royalties from the song they did together that is coming up in his upcoming EP to the son. So are we saying that if the DNA comes out and he's not his son, then what happens to that royalties? He's already written to, his companies and people that manages him. So I think we need to leave that issue. When it comes to DNA, it's between couples, it's between families. As far as the man accepted the child, trained the child for 5 months, there's no issue about the paternity. We'll leave it as that. Let's not turn to how do I say? You know those Nollywood movie when somebody loses the wife and everybody will start when a man dies, they start attacking the wife. You're the one that killed the husband. We need to be very careful.
I get you, bro.
Let's focus on.
I get you, bro. Thank you very much for that. Guys, I needed to cut you.
Hello,
Don't
Daddy
use the
Freeze.
K
Can
word.
you hear
You
me?
guys need hold on, guys, before you go live. I'm struggling a lot with, and that's why I've not been bringing people to my live because people they can't control themselves. They can't say instead of using the DIE word, say why. Do you understand? Don't if you automatically you say you use the KILL word immediately it flags. This is not what Instagram don't want you talking about this kind of thing on their platform. That's not what they want you to take pictures and do happy things. You understand? So when you do all these things, you put us in trouble. You get me? And there are some words that if I ever hear that person say it, I'll block that person permanently because I just know that person is my enemy. So over to you guys. Go ahead. Big shout out to John Peters. Close that door because of mosquitoes.
Can I see myself?
Your room door I
Can
need.
you hear me? Is there somebody
What's
else
that?
here? Oh no. Can you hear me, Daddy Freeze?
Yes, I can hear you too. John Peters just sent me £5. Thank you so much. He said, "Is
Okay.
paternity in question? Nigerians like chasing clouds. Face the issue at hand." All right, go ahead.
Okay, Daddy Freeze, how are you? Do you remember me from UI?
No.
How are you? Okay.
That must have been
Anyways,
ages ago. What's your
ages
name?
ago. Okay. My name is Fadi from UI. I wanted to talk
Sorry,
about
what
the
course
legal
did you study?
aspect. I studied English and law. You remember when we used to meet at the Aderi Big Days? Don't worry. And you remember Onome?
Oh, Onome, yes.
Yeah. We all used to meet with your family then. Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, that's a while ago. So I'm actually a lawyer, and this is my first live on another person's platform. I mean, I was so taken aback about the DNA, and I was really very pissed. First of all, before we start talking about anything, we need to know the legal perspective of this DNA. If you go and ask your mom, she will tell you the DNA is not admissible under any Nigerian law or Western culture law. What the law in Nigeria says, even I'm talking from the US, you cannot bring up a DNA issue in a marital affair, especially when the man has accepted the child and has died.
Has died.
Under
Stop
the
using
law,
die, that word. You are putting me inside trouble.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Under the law, if anybody passes, do you understand? That child is legally the child of the parents. Even if somebody brings out a child from outside the wedlock, according to law, that child is your child. According to the Nigerian law, go and read Duru versus Duru or Ibiachi versus Ibiachi. Any child born into a marriage within the subsistence of that marriage is the legal child of that marriage. When MohBad was
Now hold on. Let me question you a little bit. So
Yeah.
if I marry this beautiful girl here that is called Natural Gambia, Rita Gambia, she can't go meet her ex. Her ex can't give her belle. Na me get the pikin.
Yes.
No, now on a very contestable law. Forget
You know,
any
this
that
is
one
not
a
sentimental. Just
contestable
go back
law.
home and ask your mom.
Forget
Go
what the
back
law
home and
says.
ask your
Nobody,
mom.
no
I'm not the
Nigerian
one
go
that did
collect
the
this thing
law.
from any judge.
Let me now tell you, that's how it is. When all of us went to law school, let any lawyer come online
Forget
now.
lawyer. Nobody go collect that from you. Say judge go tell me say make I
That
train
is
pikin wey no
the
be my
law
own.
in the High Court, in the Appeal Court, and the Supreme Court.
E
That's
no
why
need
I'm
now. Should be
giving
the
you
judge go
legal
come dey give the
principles.
pikin school fees for my house now.
So, Daddy, please let me go ahead. This is not about, you know what? Let's talk about facts.
No, but yeah,
Go
I
and do
will
your
listen.
legal
We
research.
also
This
need
is
to
not
understand
about
that.
me.
Hold on, I also have a problem
I
with the
am not the law,
Nigerian legal
Daddy,
system.
please.
Wait, there are some things that make no sense. What this thing that you have
So
said?
until that law
Sorry,
changes, that is the
sorry.
law.
I'm asking you a question. I'm sorry. The fact because I'm very aware of where we got our legal system from the British people.
Yeah.
I know the Igbo culture has something similar to that. Yoruba no go collect time for your hand, do.
It's not about what you want to collect.
If not, as in
It
no
is
judge,
about
you
the
see, there are
law.
things that are in the law that no
Okay,
judge can give you and anybody will answer.
Can you just let me explain?
Oh yeah,
I understand
explain.
you don't agree.
Explain.
So, what the goal of any court or the law is to do everything in the best interest of the child. The law is not sentimental about you. Yes, the law understands the rights of everybody. That a father has the right to train his own child. But let me tell you something, the law does something for public policy reasons. And let me tell you, in as much as there is a parent in that marriage that child came from, the law is not ready to treat an innocent child that has no fault to throw that child onto the streets. There are enough orphans on the streets. The court has not taken care of them. There are a lot of people. Do you know what it will cost in the nation? Do you know how much crime will be on earth? Even the fact that they've not done the DNA, there is already a lot of crime. And let me tell you the importance of this. A child that is born into that marriage, they believe the child is innocent. It is not the fault of the child for the child to suffer for any sin of the adult. It is the parents that misbehaved in that marriage. It is either the mother or the father that went outside the marriage, not the child. So why should the child suffer? At least one of the parents is a legal parent in that marriage. And according to the law, that parent is subsistent enough to take care of that child. So when you are saying your marriage vows, all of you just go before the church and before the Lord. All I have, I give to you. All that I do, I share with you. You are saying vows. This is not sentiment.
Now, hold on a second. Hold on. I think you are missing the point of the DNA. The DNA here, hold on.
Okay.
The DNA here is not to establish the legitimacy of the child as regards to taking care of the child and inheritance, but rather to establish a motive, a possible motive for the wife to have a hand in his buying. And so as to absolve the wife, even though I believe that whether the child is biologically his or not, the child must be taken care of by his estate. However, to absolve the wife, there might be a need for the DNA. Hold on, because if we are talking about establishing a motive.
I heard you.
So that the woman can say, see my hands are clean, I don't have anything, I don't have a motive to do anything to this guy. You understand what I'm telling you? The child is really his. So in that regard, the DNA might, whether or not the DNA test comes as a match for him or not. However, you are talking of inheritance and how to take care of the child. You are not talking about a motive here. So let Rita Gambia say something before we come back to you. Rita, go.
No, let me
over
just
to you.
respond. I'm leaving right now. Let me speak now. We've heard you. And actually, I do agree with what you're saying based on law, because clearly you're a lawyer. So we're going to defer to your expertise. I'm not a lawyer. I don't think DF is a lawyer. So I do understand. And I also understand in practice that might be modulated a bit, because we've got culture as well as we've got the law. And you and I know that each tribe in that country called Nigeria will exert its own control, its own practices. But let's not even go there. Now, thank you, dear, for bringing that, because I wanted to say something. If you ask me, ordinarily, I would have been saying what this lady is saying, even though I'm not a lawyer, I don't know about the legal aspect. But that probably would be the sentiment that I was saying, but you guys are distracting us. Why DNA? However, I sat down after watching something and I thought about it. Do you know what? We're actually talking about two different DNAs. The DNA some people are really, really upset about, that I probably would be upset about as well, because you're distracting us. You're insulting the family, the wife, the memory of MohBad, that's his son, Is the DNA that belongs to the family. That's their business. There's a DNA that might be needed, because it's the prerogative of the police. If the police come to the conclusion that based on certain, so-called, footage or audio recordings that people are claiming is the couple fighting, people say it's 1 minute, I agree, it's not true, taken out of context, whatever it is, but because it's an investigation, this is a criminal, or probably would be, let me not say it is, because I don't know if they've agreed. Assuming this is a criminal investigation, the police will have to, and Femi, this is not UK, I'm talking about Nigeria. The police would then decide, actually, let's look into the wife as well. We just want to be sure, we want to clear her name. In clearing her name, they might decide to ask themselves, what is the motive? If at all this woman will ever be considered responsible for this, we have to find a motive. Because for you to do something, there's got to be a motive. So why would I want to take this man's life? What is my reason? So they will want to clear her name. In clearing her name, they'll say, what could it possibly be? Money? Were they fighting? Was that, And that might bring them to say, but hang on, we have heard, even though we don't know it's true, people are claiming that this might not be his child. Is that why they fought? Then the police will say, okay, I don't want that to distract me. Let me clear that out and take it off. They would then ask for a DNA, do it. And once they see the baby, they say, no, it can't be that. Let's look for something else. They clean it out, and then they can continue and face what they need to face. So I think, really and truly, you see this DNA part, there's one that is purely sentimental, emotional, belongs to the family. None of my business. I don't even need to know the result. It doesn't concern me. That's their business. They want to share money. They want to share land. Belongs to them. But there's one that the police might ask for. And if they do ask for it, they are within their rights to ask for it. And we should forget about women's rights. I also should forget about being offended. Oh, excuse me. How dare you say that's not my husband's baby? That's not the point. This is a criminal investigation. Rule it out and be done with it.
All right.
Can I respond now?
Yes, respond.
So please, I don't want anybody to be taking it personal. My position here is just to come and tell you what the law is. And there is no law. There's something called the supremacy of the Constitution. And if you want to do anything, madam, whatever your sentiments are, they're not permissible under the law. There's something under evidential rule of law. If your evidence is not going to be admissible, you cannot tender it. There's no law court that is going to do anything that is not going to be in the best interest of the child. So just because you want to clarify, can I finish, please? You want to clarify
in a pie case, it's different too.
We already told you we defer to your legal expertise, madam. I understand. We know you're a lawyer. We agree with you. You keep talking about the legal. We heard you the first time. You explained thoroughly.
Okay, I'm going to bring another lawyer now. I want this to be an academic debate.
You're not allowing me to finish. Did you hear me say that there are two things? Did you hear me say that there are two DNA? I agree with you. I agree with you based on that.
Let her finish. Rita, let her explain.
I'm not MohBad's sister. I'm not his mother. So there's no sentiment. All of us are just Nigerians. We're not
I'm only
related
in the
to
US.
MohBad.
My
So it doesn't matter about US. Madam, please. It's not fair to suggest that some people are sentimental when you can see that they're
Let
not being
her talk.
sentimental.
Rita, let her talk. Please, madam, say what you wanted to say.
Please, I want to clarify something with people talking here. I was first a lawyer in Nigeria. I studied from the University of Lagos, Nigeria. My LLB is from Nigeria. Before I had my second degree, legal degree in the US, LLM. So people talking here that I say, Madam US lawyer. No, I didn't get my legal degree from the US. I started from Nigeria. And that's why I'm telling you, I'm not against your positions. I have my sentimental reasons too. But I just came here we shouldn't be talking amiss about things that we argue blindly and we sentimentally, even like Daddy Freeze rightly said from the beginning, that some things don't make sense. Why would we argue so much for 2 hours and then we want to argue on something that the law will not accept? The law will not put the life of that child in any uncomfortable circumstances because we want to prove a point. No. What is the aftermath of that DNA? Do you know what it will cost that child? Do you know the stigma it will cost that child? Do you know what it will put that child in? The court is going to look at all the aspects of that. And if that DNA is not going to be reasonable to the court because there's an underlying law that says that when people are married, legally married, there is no cause for any DNA. They will not do anything. But get me on another note. If they are not married, those are the DNA issues that the court always honors. When two people are not married and you request for a DNA, the court will agree with you. They will do it. But once there is a marriage, and in the subsistent time of their marriage, they were married, according to the court, the man has accepted paternity for that child, and they will not honor the DNA even after the guy has died. That's just my position. You can go ahead, please. It's not my position, it's the position of the court. That's what I'm trying to explain.
All right, Ify, can I have you?
Yeah. There's someone else there.
Yes,
Yeah,
Ify.
Daddy Freeze.
Yeah, can we see you?
Yes, in 1 minute, please.
Okay. Let's just give her 1 minute. If you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen. Double click the screen if you're watching on TikTok. If you're watching on Facebook, bottom left-hand corner, you will see how to buy my stars. Shout outs go to anyone who gets 1,000 stars and above. If you're watching on Instagram, you can go to Facebook, search for Daddy Freeze, DADDYFREEZE. Bottom left-hand corner, you'll see how to buy my stars. If you're watching on TikTok, follow my #1 gifter. Follow my #1 gifter on TikTok. Double click the screen, follow my #1 gifter. Yes, go ahead, Ify. How are you doing? Just wait a little bit because she's a lawyer. So I want to hear her side of the story. And she practiced in Nigeria and in Canada. So Ify, go ahead.
Yeah, so I think, sorry, ma'am, what's your name?
My name is Diola.
Okay, so I think you're confusing the concept of legitimacy with DNA, with declaration of parentage. That's what you're confusing.
So, I'm listening to you.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch my breath. I was running.
Okay, catch your breath. Catch your breath. While you're catching your breath, catch your breath for 1 minute. Double click the screen. Oh, yeah. Follow my #1 gifter. Oh, yeah. Follow my #1 gifter. Oh, yeah. While Ify is catching her breath. While Ify is catching her breath, follow my #1 gifter. That's right. Ali K70. Pop my money guns. Let me see who the next person to pop my money guns would be. Pop those money guns. I took Baduna. Oh yeah, pop that money gun. Pop. Oh yeah, pop. Follow my #1 gifter. My #2 gifter right now. Big shout out to Certified Fresh Prince. Oh yeah, follow my #1 gifter. If you don't go, hey.
Where's Ify?
Ify, where will they wait for to come and explain law to us?
Can we hurry up? I have to leave as well.
Okay, 1 second, please don't go. Let me bring her back. If he cannot go, oh, why did I allow her to catch her breath? If you come with your breathlessness, because I need to have this conversation.
GF, let the legal personnel speak with each other, because I wanted to come on the CPR matter, to be honest. Just like when I heard this part, I wanted to clarify that thing.
Okay,
but like I said, I agree with
yes.
the lady initially.
All right, if you go ahead.
Yes, I'm ready now. So the first thing I said was I think she's confusing the concept of legitimacy with of parentage. These are two different concepts under the law. So the law is of the opinion that no child is born illegitimate.
Okay.
That's what you're trying. That has nothing to do with declaration of parentage. And I also think that you are, perhaps this was what you studied while you were in school. This was the law. But we need to understand that the law grows with the growth of the people. The law is not static. It's a living science. So you cannot say what the law was 10 years ago. Even if something could be the law yesterday, and today it's no longer the law. And if when you studied law, I'm sure you treated concepts like morality and the law.
Sorry, are you a lawyer? Is she a lawyer?
Yes.
Do you practice law? Are you a family lawyer?
Yes, I am a family lawyer in Canada.
In Canada, okay. So tell me when you want me. Can I respond to her, or should I wait for her to finish?
Just let me
okay.
Just let me establish certain things before I get to that point. So the point is, there are certain things that the law follows. For instance, morality. If morality is not necessarily a crime, but if everyone stands up and says that if I wake up in the morning and I don't say good morning to my mom, which isn't a crime right now, that it's a crime, the law will codify it. So that's the correlation between the law and the morality, for instance. My point is, I'm trying to make you understand that the law is not static. The law has to grow with the growth of the people. And if the majority of the people are asking for a DNA or a declaration of parentage to be sure that a child is their child, then you would not say, because I'm responding to the fact, the first thing you said, that DNA tests are not admissible. That's not true.
Don't get me wrong. Under marriage, you can't ask for DNA when you are. I differentiated it. Let me clarify it. I just told you now that when two people are married, go and do your research.
Okay.
When two people are in a marriage,
I don't think
we're still talking about parentage or declaration. Okay, can you just mention your precedent?
Sorry, ma'am.
You need to, what you are saying, you need to back it up by law. Please give me your precedents on what you are talking about. I've already mentioned Duru versus Duru, Ibiechi versus Ibiechi. These are laws that have been when I was there, and they are still what is going to be applied right now. The law has not changed from that time. Until that law changes, so you need to tell me what you are talking from your own precedents. Bring out that law that changes what I said. Then I will agree with you 100%, and I have no case again.
I'm trying to you is that you're confusing the concepts. You're quoting the law, your precedents. You're out of quote, like you're not quoting the right law. What you're doing right now, because when you're quoting as a law student,
back it with the law. Lawyers don't just talk on opinion.
Because
if you take a case before court, bring out your case that backs what you are talking about.
Backs what?
If the law has changed, let me know.
No, excuse me, ma'am.
Let me know the law that has changed. As far as I'm concerned, Duru versus Duru is still applicable. And they're still applicable.
No, ma, that's not the answer to my question. Can you kindly answer what I asked you? I'm asking.
I know about morality. Morality is not what the court bases it on. We know there is morality. The law is followed. The Nigerian law comes from common law and is based on precedence.
Okay, Daddy, please can
so if there are laws that have been there.
Hold on. Talk one by one. Oh yeah, you guys have to talk one by one. Okay, so I'm going to give Ify 2 minutes to say what she wants to say. Don't interject each other because it's cutting off her audio. All right, Ify, go ahead.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Daddy Freeze. So the point is, if you're asking for a DNA test, everyone would ask, even right now, I have several cases where I'm asking the court for a declaration of parentage. You ask for a declaration of parentage for a number of reasons. Like in countries like Canada, where you have to pay child support, you want to be sure that the child you're paying child support for is in fact your child. If you're not on the birth certificate of the child, you can ask for a declaration of parentage, right? There are situations where even the court will not even allow you to ask for a declaration of parentage. When you've stood in the place of a parent, the child doesn't have to be a biological child. You just need to have stood in the place of a parent in that child's life. And no one would say it's not your child. Now, if I'm to translate this to MohBad's case, MohBad stood in the place of a parent for his child. So no one can come and say, oh, he's not his child, we need a DNA. He should have been the one to determine if he needed a DNA or not. Or maybe the
I agree with you.
family. But now he's even no longer here. And he said, while he was living, he claimed this child as his child. So that's not even the point where, because a lot of people have said what I wanted to say on the MohBad sons issue. But I specifically came on just to, I'm not saying that what you're saying is wrong. I just feel like it's slightly misleading and you're confusing the concept. You would not say that this is how it was 10 years ago. Like this, it all feels like academic exercise to me. Because when we go really into the law, there are situations where, like my Igbo culture and custom, where they had this culture that a woman could go and marry another woman, and the child that the other after the husband is deceased, she can go marry another woman, and then they would the new wife after her husband don't buy would now go outside, have children, and they would say it's the children
of the marriage.
The Supreme Court of Nigeria, if I would have you know, said that law is repugnant. And as a lawyer, you would also know that every law in Nigeria is, first of all, subject to the Constitution. Secondly, every custom and culture in Nigeria derives legitimacy from the Constitution. It has to be judicially noticed by the courts of law for it to be a standing culture or custom. And to the extent of its inconsistency with the Nigerian Constitution, the law would become void. So I really don't understand. Like, I feel like you're confusing the concept. DNA test is something that's admissible under the law and will continue to be admissible. Whatever new technology comes out tomorrow, and the majority of the people, because when I studied law, I studied it from the roots, like trying to understand the concept of lawyering holistically. That's what helps you. The law follows the people. Why did they say the law is, I don't want to say the word because it might be flagged, is a mule. It follows the people. The law follows the people. It grows with the growth of the people. It's a natural science. If today everyone says, oh, we don't want light anymore because it causes cancer, it will be codified, trust me. So you cannot really say, oh, because, well, anyway, Daddy Freeze, I think my 2 minutes are up. I'm just going to let it go.
Okay, stick around and let's hear from her. Over to you, my dear sister. Go ahead.
Okay. I don't have so much time. Oh, is it her or me?
No, you. Gambia, wait. Let the lawyers finish.
The lawyers are talking. Jeff, let me leave. I want to talk about.
Wait, hold on. They will soon leave. The lawyers tire out very quickly. So just calm down.
Okay. Sorry, sir. You said that the law and the customary law is backed by the Constitution. I do not disagree with you, but there is hierarchy in laws all over the world. There is no law that is above the Supreme Court in any country. Any law or case that the Supreme Court has sat upon supersede any law. In fact, customary law is beneath, is the starting point. You still have the High Court or the, what's it called? Circuit Court, they call it in the US here. Then you have the Appeal Court, then you have Supreme Court. Duru versus Duru is a Supreme Court case that was ruled upon. It supersedes all your customary court or whatever. And I ask you, my dear, I will raise my hand for you. If you give me the precedence that nullifies Duru versus Duru, I will shut my mouth and leave it. Then I will go and do my research to know that that law has changed. I rest my case.
Hey, Omo, social media court. Omo, hold on. Oh yeah, Ify, respond.
So
where is that thing? Ami go knock hammer for una. Ami be una judge.
Yeah,
Gavel. Oh yeah. Order in court.
Me, because I never said that. Like you're basically rehashing what I said, because I obviously said to you that every law derives its legitimacy from the Constitution, and for you to operate as a law, you have to be consistent with the provision of the Constitution. Then you went ahead and quoted me to have said customary court. I said nothing regarding customary court. I said customs and cultures. That was that your customs and your culture have to be judicially noticed. So your argument regarding Supreme Court makes no sense here. And I think again,
Really? Lawyers in the house, please come on.
Can I finish?
Please, I don't have time. I have to go right now.
No.
All you're doing is just, like you said, academic rehearsal or whatever. That's not what I'm doing. Everybody all over the world knows about judicial precedents. Bring out the case, let me shut up. Just to know that that law has changed.
So the people
I want to know the precedents, please.
I don't respond to things like that. You have to tell
Oh,
the people.
really? As a lawyer? Daddy, please, thank you so much. I have to go, please. Please, can anybody, if you know the
Okay, so any other lawyer in the house?
please let me know.
Gavel.
Lawyers will come forward.
Order in court.
Thank you, sister, for your.
Thank you so much. I'm not here to argue. You know, I myself, if it's possible, if anybody wants to do the DNA, but I'm just here to just explain the standard of the law to you.
Are you a practicing lawyer? Because it feels like you're outdated. You can be.
Why look at you? Why are you taking this person?
No,
Daddy, please, you see that this person is trying to. You see,
practice.
we're talking.
Hey, I cannot talk. Oh, I'm not a lawyer.
Why
Oh.
are you trying to be insultive? What is all this? You're so petty. Daddy, please remove me from this life, please. I will not
But I would not come and speak.
continue with this banter. Thank you.
I would not. Daddy Fish, she hasn't practiced law. I don't even think she has practiced law all her life.
Oh yeah, no, but she was making a lot of sense from my understanding. She made, like I said, I'm not a lawyer, I cannot.
That's about legitimacy, not DNA test. So that I was trying not to flaw her. I was trying to be respectful and just say you're confusing the concepts. But she just kept on, going.
Okay,
and then
lawyers in the house, if you are a lawyer, let me bring you in. Lawyers in the house.
DF, my two learned colleagues, they did very well.
All right, let me hear from Rita Gambia while we're waiting for the next lawyer.
Look, I talk small. I defer to both of them clearly. They're both lawyers. I hear what they're saying, and I think I trump both of them because I said at the beginning, I agree with Madame that just left, actually, and I actually said that if you play this back, you will hear me. If she's arguing on that, her marriage law, Kiniko, and all that, we're talking about a possible criminal investigation. And it's the prerogative of the police to decide that if they want to clear the wife, if at all they decide. They have a right to say, let us find out what could possibly be the reasons why this person might be a suspect and might have a hand in deleting her spouse. Remember? Forget about who is involved now. A wife deleting her spouse, there might be many reasons. What are the evidences there? Oh, we heard there's a recording of them having a terrible fight where the man was professed you want to delete me. Yes, people say they know why he said that. The police don't know why he said that. So to clear the woman, they might say, is it possible that there's more problem in this marriage? And they might then decide, you know what, let's clear this lady. First of all, are they okay as a couple? Is the child a child? Does the woman have financial dealings? Does she have a hand in the man's property? You know, they do so many things. A DNA might then
Femi Aderogba, are you a lawyer? Femi Aderogba, are you a lawyer?
Which Femi? Femi's not lawyer.
Okay. I can't see you again, no.
There's somebody there.
Yeah, I can see the person, but I can't see Ify.
Ify? Oh, she's gone.
All right, I'm bringing her back. All right, we have this couple here. It looks like they're both lawyers, right?
Yes.
Oh, Gege, Lobato, Gavel Banks, order in court. Today is Nigerian Law Day. See as I quiet, see as Daddy Free is gentle. If you are watching on TikTok, it's not easy to bring plenty lawyer like this. So some of you have never seen lawyer in your whole life. Double click the screen, buy my money gone. Follow my #1 gifter. Back to my lawyers. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good, thank you, Daddy.
Yeah.
So let me hear you guys.
All right. Daddy Freeze, my name is Babatunde Okpadola. By special grace of God, I was the last legal advisor to the NBA Port Harcourt branch. I'm now based in the UK. I think the other woman from the US, like the other lawyer, Canadian lawyer rightly said that she's confusing the concept. Now, I would want...
Hey!
Yeah.
Lord, they sweet me for belly.
I would want the US lawyer to go and read the case of Musa Sadau and the state. In Musa Sadau and the state, the summary of the decision was to the effect that even if the evidence was stolen, it is admissible as regards criminal proceedings. So in criminal investigations, the police have all the rights to conduct detailed investigation, whether it is DNA, so long as it is relevant. She should also know that relevancy is the bedrock of admissibility in our courts in Nigeria. So let us stop confusing the concept of legitimacy and in family law to criminal investigation. It is as simple as ABC.
Because in criminal investigation, what the court needs to establish is the mens rea, which is the criminal mind, and the actus reus, which is the actual physical carrying out of, the buying of the person and all of that. So how do you establish the mens rea, which is the criminal mindset, which is the mindset of the perpetrator? It is to find out circumstances which would have led to you having such thoughts, such intentions. So how do you know that? For example, if they carry out a DNA test, they could start other investigations. No stone is left unturned when it comes to criminal investigation. And this is a homicide. This is a homicide suggestion by people that this person did not die of natural causes. So coming to say, talking about marriage, this is not a civil litigation. Marriage and parental and all those things are civil litigation based. But this is in a criminal investigation. Everything is relevant. Everything is relevant. So if you watch crime scenes, you will see how investigations are done. So there's no basis for her to say, and really the Canadian lawyer, she was really going on it and she was being very diplomatic. But there's no point being too diplomatic so that you don't mislead other people. Because people who do not know this will be misled and will feel, oh, she's saying the correct thing, which is not correct.
Yeah. Then just to cap it all, I think the Canadian lawyer ought not to have used such words on Leonard colleague.
Please, I'm open to correction.
Oh, she's there. She's there.
Yeah.
You understand the concept of decorum. We exhibit decorum anywhere we are, both in whether you are in a party, whether you are in a function. The concept of decorum and fit and proper applies to all lawyers anywhere you find yourself. So, well, you have made your point, which was a very valid point, but resorting to that line of,
which one in particular? Sorry to cut you short.
She says she's outdated. I think something like
okay.
Something like outdated. I can't remember.
Okay. There are other ways to pass your comments.
My brother, please, all three lawyers in the house, please, can you greet your sister? Please, try for me. Greet me small. You know why? My papa and mama, they're trying now. They paid our school fees. We read small. I'm not a lawyer, but I still remember small things. Wasn't I right about the criminal aspect?
Before you came, did I not say it all?
Daddy Priest. When I listened to you and I was saying Daddy Priest is even teaching the lawyer,
the US lawyer.
Oh, MohBad, no.
I was embarrassed. So I told my wife, I said, please, can I just say one or two things?
I mean, let's defend our constituency so that Daddy Priest will not take all the
So I need to say one thing too. Sometimes I get that my responses can be animated. Like it was really nothing. It was like I could have still said the same thing to her calmly. And I said that this is just my normal response. Like, I feel like I'm usually animated when I'm saying things, even when I'm in the courtroom. I would first of all tell the judge that I might look a bit animated, but that's just me. So I wasn't being rude to her, and apologies if it felt like I was being rude to her, but this is just me on a normal day. I wasn't being rude to her, and I honestly, I held myself from the moment that
I know.
You were just
I held myself.
I was already I almost threw my phone away.
Because
you should give me my wig, please. Please, Guru and Guru is not the same.
You see,
it's not the same. It doesn't apply. Guru versus Guru does not apply here.
Exactly.
He was just talking about.
Now, let me now tell you guys something here. I felt I was right, but the American lady came and established that she was a lawyer, and then I now felt I was wrong because I can't know the law more than a lawyer. So I took the back step. And to be honest, if the two of you had not come, I was going to call Ify out after this and say, Ify, that woman was right, you were wrong. That is what the consensus is. Ify is my sister, I'm very close to her. So that's the that's what is going on in the comment section. Everybody was like, Ify doesn't know anything, Ify doesn't, until two lawyers now came and now say, wow, so Ify, so you see, sometimes when you go to school to read book, you will, no matter how right or wrong it looks to the layman, and I've learned something from a young age, you cannot argue law with a lawyer.
Yes, sir.
You can suggest, you can inquire, you can, to a possible extent, maybe even debate. But you can't argue law with a lawyer. So I took the back step, and next time I'm going to interrogate, because I felt that if there's a motive, I understand the principle of motive. If a motive is established, if they can establish a motive against you,
it's a motive.
It's a motive. Things that are very important in a spy investigation: alibi, motive.
Yes.
If you have an alibi and you don't have a motive, you are not a suspect. But once you have a motive, even if you have an alibi, you are still you don't have an alibi and you have a motive. Finish.
They have to clear you first.
They have to. So
mother is a lawyer now.
My mother is a professor of law.
Yeah.
But some things are also common sense.
Is a lawyer too. Daddy Freeze, you were right. I was looking for how to just enter and stop the US woman.
Thank God
Please
you guys
help
came.
us.
I swear, if he na God save you, because they don't crucify you for comment section. Me, I can't dey worry. Say which kind law school if he can't go? Me can be like say she don't come sabi this thing. I swear, I don't doubt you finish alone.
You see, thank God you guys came. And you know, this is like the very bedrock of lawyering. This is year one law. When you get to understand these concepts, and that's why maybe I was upset with her because
it is very elementary, please.
Exactly.
It's very elementary.
Maybe that's why.
Maybe that's why we even know a bit of it. I think so. That's why.
But thank God you guys came because
your career, if you for my life.
I be done abandon you if you I be done the go.
Daddy Freeze, you know me.
If I wanted to call you after that come, don't you know how to do care work in that? Because I'm not sure say go fit lawyer again for that for that Canada. I was worried. And let me tell you one thing, if he was animated, so she tended to look like she was childish. The other woman was speaking authoritatively. So we all thought she was right. I swear, I did not expect what the two of you said. I did not expect
I just wanted to be respectful.
Yeah.
No, because I knew that criminality thing came from somewhere now. They taught us now.
Yeah. I was worried.
Somebody say the thing that is affecting if is Canadian loud.
Daddy Freeze, they've insulted my life. Like, but it's okay.
But you are lucky you've been redeemed.
Yeah, we've all learned something tonight. We've all learned. Let's be honest about it. We've learned something.
Not good because they all just went at me, and then me, I was like, whatever. I know I'm right. She's the one who's wrong, right?
Let me now
ask. I'm telling you now. Because when you were saying I could recognize those things, I remember reading them now. We went to school now.
Now, let me now ask you this thing, Could this be the same thing that is happening to Naira Marley? Everybody, because he looks like he's really, really, really deep in this mix. I want to sound off lawyers. So the three lawyers in the house, please, what are your thoughts about Naira Marley and the general investigation of this particular matter? What are your thoughts?
Okay. So I was coming back from the courthouse 2 days ago, and my sister-in-law called me, and we're talking about this MohBad issue. And I said, well, Naira Marley sure does look suspicious. But right now, the only evidence we have is evidence of assault and bullying. That's all we have right now. That could establish a motive. Even what he said in his music video could establish a motive for why, and him and MohBad leaving the record label could establish a motive for Naira Marley wanting to hurt him. But we don't have concrete evidence. We don't have hard facts, to prove that he actually did it or he got an agent to do it on his behalf. Because whether you commit a crime yourself or you get someone to commit a crime for you, it's the same. So right now we don't have that evidence, and I would refrain from making conclusions, because if a thorough investigation is done, it could come out to prove that somebody entirely different did it for an entirely different motive.
Exactly.
That can happen. We don't have the facts. We don't have all the facts. It's too early. Honestly, it's early days for anyone to conclusively say that this person did that or this person did not do that. But does Naira Marley look suspicious? He definitely does look suspicious. But did he do it?
We don't know.
Right now, we don't know. The jury's still out on that. We don't know.
So, Daddy Freeze.
Please introduce yourself, Ma. He introduced himself.
Okay, so my name is on Instagram is Mommy Hope Thomas.
Nice to meet you, Ma.
Thank you. So, in law, suspicion, no matter how grave, cannot grant conviction.
Exactly.
Hey! Yeah. My belly just this, as in suspicion, no matter how grave, cannot grant conviction. social media judges and jury. Shengbo.
And the best and the best we have seen with Naira Marley is circumstantial evidence. It's circumstantial evidence. We all have that feeling. We all have that nudge. We all feel terrible about what has happened and what the bullying and all of that. But it is not sufficient. So rather than the court granting a conviction based on all this circumstantial evidence, the court would rather that one innocent person, the court will set free 99 guilty persons.
Yes.
That's why the police has work to do. That's why the police job. So and we understand, and we already understand how the police in Nigeria work. So it is
somebody
not to
typed, they
discourage
said
anybody.
power couple. I love that.
So it is not so he could be cancelled in other areas, but for an actual conviction, I don't see that happening. I'm just saying, like, because I am I am foreseeing, because of all of the evidence that has come up, and there's no confessional statements anywhere. There's no eyewitness. There's nothing we are seeing so far. So, and of course, social media is not the courtroom. So when you get to the courtroom, it is the preponderance of evidence that is presented before the court that. It is the weight
The court should decide on.
and it has to be proved beyond reasonable doubt. So if there is any iota of doubt, it will be resolved in favor of the accused person.
Thank you.
Hey, now finally. Sorry, I didn't plan, but since I have so many lawyers in the house,
I'm just agreeing because
finally,
what you say is the truth.
Finally, we've always heard that the People's Parliament or the public court, the opinion of the public court is not valid. But in this situation, the opinion of the public court or the court of public opinion has actually led to a conviction. Let me explain. TV stations have dropped Naira Marley songs.
Oh, okay.
That is already like there's a judgment has been passed by the court of public opinion. He lost 500,000 followers within 2 weeks, which is punitive, in my opinion. He's been punished because he's been convicted by the court of public opinion. At what stage? Because right now, the court of public opinion 30 years ago, when all you could do was protest on the street or react to a newspaper, is different from now when every single human on earth has a voice. As long as you have a mobile phone, you have a voice. And your numbers can guarantee impact. They've dropped Naira Marley's music from TV stations, from radio stations. His label was blacklisted. That is actually a conviction, if you ask me. He's being punished without getting the judgment of a competent court. It was just done online. So at what stage do we begin to merge the court of public opinion as directed by the electronic media of 2023 with the real and regular courts? Anybody?
That is my answer. My answer to that would be never. We should be very, very careful about merging the conviction in the court of public opinion with conviction in the real court. You know why? Because there's a possibility of error. There's a possibility of mob mentality. There's a reason why in jury trials, juries are sequestered. There's a reason that is done, because they are trying to make sure, and even during the jury selection, you would ask questions like, yes, have you heard anything about this case? Because you're trying to, it's hard to eliminate doubt. It's hard to eliminate bias, but if you ask these questions, you can at least limit the exposure that your jury, people who will be deciding somebody's fate, have had to a matter, because sometimes what is out there is not always the truth. And we have to be very, very careful about, because like right now, everyone, he looks suspicious. Everyone thinks that he's done it. And we could come out tomorrow, except there's, concrete evidence linking him to the death of MohBad. Like she said, everything is circumstantial. There's no direct evidence right now. There could be tomorrow, and that's why we have to let the police to conduct their investigation.
Okay, my battery is about to die. I don't know how much it's going to last, so I need to sneak in this question. Hold on, don't say anything yet, because this is a very important question. Sorry. Can Naira Marley legally sue the radio and the TV stations that are blacklisting his music?
They would have a defense, because they could say that this was done because he was a perpetrator of bullying.
Yes. Oh, you must give. Oh.
Yeah, because I told my sister-in-law, I said, well, whatever he's getting, let's take it that for me as a lawyer and the way I like to think, I'm like, okay, maybe that's punishment for bullying. But I'm not.
I wanted to go for DS premise. Yes, it's DS premise that this is actually punished. This is actually a conviction. That thing is a result. And I said, actually, I don't agree. It's not for the conviction. It's not a conviction. It is punishment for what we can see as protracted bullying, physical assault, which we, the people, have an evidence for. And so we are snubbing him. We are snubbing him for that.
We as humans, we have that code of conduct, like you can't do this, you can't do that. Yeah, and then when we come together and stand with one voice and say, no, you can't bully someone this way, and we're refusing to listen to your music, you really can't sue anybody. You really can't sue anybody.
And that.
Oh, phone died. I knew this was going to happen. Oh my gosh. This is by far the most interesting conversation we have ever had on Daddy Freeze's platform. Oh, if you're watching on TikTok and you really enjoyed the live, double click the screen. Double click the screen if you're watching on TikTok and you really enjoyed the live. Double click the screen. Double click the screen if you're watching on TikTok. Pop those money guns. Pop those money guns. This is by far the most interesting live that I have ever conducted. As in, I don't understand how this is. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. If you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen, double click the screen. Somebody say, I know go come out for here. Sorry, I've lost the Instagram, lost all the lawyers, lost everything. But I'm going to cut it up and put it on Facebook and YouTube. And I will share the link so you guys can actually watch it. And trust me, you guys are really going to enjoy it because that was a whoa, what a session. That was so sweet. So I only opened up the line so that I can apologize to the lawyers. I'm on another phone now. That was really, really, how do I put it? That was really, really an amazing session. As far as I'm concerned, in my history of hosting live videos and having people from all walks of life, let me tell you, lawyers are some of the most difficult people to get because they don't like breaching their code of ethics. So most lawyers don't comment on social media. So for me to even have 4 lawyers on social media, as far as I was concerned, that was a breakthrough. And the conversation was so educating. Now we all know from a legal point of view. Sorry, this was the phone I was using and it's dead. It just came back live now. Battery is still about 9%. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting for it to finish so I can load the video. Very, very amazing session. I just wanted to end by saying thank you guys so much. I appreciated you. Thank you, Natural Gambia, even though I didn't allow you to talk because I had to put in that last question. I knew it was going to die at any moment. So thank you all so much. For those of you who supported the channel with super chats, Lekon Allison, I see you. Lekon Allison was a guy I met in an Amala joint. He's in the US. He came to Nigeria and came to eat Amala. So I ran into him. He's buying flowers on my TikTok. Guys, go to my TikTok, double click the screen, pop my money guns if you're watching on TikTok. Double click the screen if you're watching on TikTok. Thank you guys so much for everything. And I'm going to use this opportunity to say goodbye and see you tomorrow. We're going to have more conversations. Thank you. And did you learn something today? Because I did. Somebody say we buy here. Let's go and rest a bit. Make I go drink small beer today na Friday. Make I chop small pepper soup. I'm going to load up the videos on YouTube and Facebook and also on TikTok and my new WhatsApp channel. By the way, I'm Daddy Freeze on WhatsApp. Natural Gambia, you're reading Bible for me this Sunday. You've not read in a long time. Don't forget our Sunday services at 12:30. Of course, we talk about God and the Bible and scripture and how to be better people. We're going to do all that on Sunday. So thank you guys so much. We've learned a lot. The Situation Room was hot. Binta Ghana, you are 100% correct. Duru versus Duru, that didn't go as planned. And also shows that in this life, things can take a twist. So I think the lawyers wanted to say something, so they're coming back. I'm just going to bring them back. That is the mommy Hope Thomas. I'm just going to bring her back. I think they were about to say something, so we're going to hear them. In the meantime, pop my money guns, double click the screen, follow me on TikTok, share the videos, follow my #1 gifter on TikTok. So, Mommy Hope Thomas and her lovely husband. You guys were about to say something when I was knocked off. So, over to you guys.
Yes, we're talking about law and morality.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. Like the TV stations, stopping Naira songs and the blockage of his record label, it's has to do with morals. Now, chasing MohBad, the deceased, here and there, beating him up, sending thugs to beat him up, and all that. Is it moral or was it moral? Is it moral in the society in Nigeria? If the answer is no, then there is justification for what they are doing to him now, presently. But yeah, we'll leave the law to the court. We can't go by what the people's court, so to say, will do to determine the outcome of the case in court. So that was what I wanted to add.
And the case in court is solely based on evidence.
Evidence, yeah.
Solely based on evidence. And for criminal conviction, it is extremely difficult
yes,
to use circumstantial evidence alone. Although it happens, but it is not the best evidence to use to convict a criminal. Yeah, for the criminal. So the evidence has to be top notch. So, but Naira and Sam Larry, they could come under other criminal grounds, but definitely not maybe with the evidence. If they don't have sufficient evidence, it will not be murder, it won't be manslaughter, it may not be any of those things, but it could just be something else.
Something else, yeah.
It could be something else, and the lawyers really need to put in the work, find where it will be, and not just stay on murder and manslaughter.
And it also depends on the prosecutor.
Yes, the prosecutor.
Yes, well. The bulk of the work must be done by the prosecutor.
And that's another wahala.
Yes, in Nigeria.
Oh, God.
So I've done criminal litigations, and trust me, I'm not condemning the police, but the prosecutors, they have good prosecutors, but
the majority,
if they are listening to this program, they should get the best. If they want a good result, they should get the best, and not just anyhow prosecutor. Yeah. Because we know what they do. We know what they do. So,
thank you guys so much. Did you guys meet in law school or in uni, or where did you meet?
Met in court.
I met her in court in Port Harcourt.
Thank you guys so much. It was lovely having you. I learned so much today. It was like I went to evening law program. Thank you guys. God bless you, and take care of yourselves. So guys, I'm going to load up the video, the initial part of this video. You guys are going to see it in a few moments. Fidelia Onwubiko, thank you so much for sending me $50 on YouTube. God bless you guys. Bye.
Bye.
A very big shout out to everyone on Facebook. I need to do a shout out to my Facebook family. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. It's really wonderful having you guys. I need to give a big shout out to the person who sent me 1,000 stars. I said I was gonna do that. Oh wow, somebody sent me 5,000 stars. Olusheyi Ajijola sent me 5,000 stars. Thank you so much, Olusheyi Ajijola. Thank you very, very, very much. And if you've been watching on TikTok, please continue double clicking the screen. Please continue supporting the channel, and please continue showing us love. I'm still going to drop all the other segments. I'm going to try to edit them up real quick and drop them as soon as possible. Take care, guys. God bless. As you are going on TikTok, keep double clicking my screen. You too, people. Bye. Thank you so much. Bye, guys. Bye, Facebook. Pop my money guns on TikTok. Double click the screen. As you're going, double click the screen. Double click the screen if you're watching on TikTok. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. You two people still send my super chats and super stickers. I appreciate you guys. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Lekon Allison. Lekon Allison is my number 2 gifter. Follow Lekon Allison on TikTok. Thank you guys so much. Bye, TikTok. And bye, Facebook.